doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling. Ken, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
You are literally the funniest person on social media right now, bro.
Hey, man, I'm trying my best.
Bro, you go viral every day. Every day I wake up, it's a new video of you with the wig on and just doing that rotation.
Listen.
I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, aren't people gonna get sick of this? Like, but I don't even get sick of it, so I know people are getting sick of it.
Man, it's routine for me. Like I don't even record these things. I record in advance, and I just drop content. People thinking like, oh, he's making these videos like back to back to back. No, I already made them, so I just drop them.
It's your boy Kid L, man. If you're a gamer and a bettor like I am, then you're gonna love Gamer Saloon. Play your favorite video games for real cash prizes. You can play games like Madden, NBA 2K, and even College Football 25, which is launching this month. You can decide how much you want to play for, find an opponent, and fill in your pockets. You can use my special code gamersaloon.com/KidL for up to 200% deposit bonus on your first deposit. Game on at Gamer Saloon. Unreal, man. Yeah, you average crazy amount of views every time you drop. Again, sometimes it's literally the same clip with just a different caption. Usually it's about cheating. Usually it's about like when you sleep, you know, your baby mama's sister catches you guys together.
So listen, about the cheating thing, so everyone can get the facts straight. I operate a cheaters awareness page. You know, it's to make you aware of the behavioral patterns and the inconsistencies with one's relationship so you don't fall victim to those atrocities. All right. I'm not out here promoting cheating and whatnot. It's just you can either take the game and apply it to your life so it doesn't happen to you, or you can, you know, take heed to what I'm doing and, you know, just don't get caught.
Well, yeah, if you look at your comments, a lot of the time there's like women and men that are like, what is this, bro? What world are we living in where people just think this is okay to cheat and do this and that? It's like, bro, this is entertainment, first of all. And like you said, it's an awareness for red flags and green flags.
Right.
To kind of follow a little roadmap, right? Talk about where you're from, bro.
Okay, so I'm from Detroit, Michigan. You know, obviously I'm stationed in the suburbs. I can't tell you where that's at. You know, I don't want people stalking me. I do have a bunch of stalkers.
I feel it.
We're not gonna get into that right now, though. But yeah.
Talk about growing up in Detroit a little bit.
Growing up, actually, so growing up in Detroit, we used to live in Royal Oak, right? Didn't we used to live in Royal Oak? Yeah, back in the day before we were adopted. My twin and I were adopted, and you know, we were in the system and whatnot at the age of 4.5, going on 5, and it was bad. Our mother's boyfriend used to beat us and whatnot, so that's how we got or ended up into the system. And it's kind of like, you know, we were in a children's village, and it's kind of like something you see off of TV that we all had to line up, and then they would come in and be like, I don't want you, I don't want this one, this one here, yes. So It was kind of basically like that and whatnot.
That's horrible, man.
Yeah, it was.
So at age 4, that's when they put you guys in the system?
Like 4.5 going on, 4.5. Then we turned 5 because it was like the winter months and whatnot. And they wouldn't split us up, so they said if you take one, you have to take both. So they took both of us twins. That's a lot of people don't know, so we can clear up some of this too. I do have a twin. I'm not using no AI. I'm not using any computer generated, you know, software. I have a twin brother. Right. Okay.
Yeah, when you guys came out the car, I was like, what the hell's happening right now? This is kind of crazy. So growing up in Detroit, you had foster parents, right?
Yes. So
what was life like growing up with them?
Not gonna lie, it helped mold me into who I am today. But I'm not gonna lie, my mom was a little mean. She was hard on us, but she had her reasons to be hard on us. Growing up in the neighborhood, you know, you're oblivious to what's going on because you live in Detroit. You're a child, you know. So I didn't know the neighborhood was bad. The neighborhood was bad, but when you're a child, you don't see all of that. You just, you know, we're gonna go play basketball in the neighborhood, or we're gonna go steal bikes, you know, and whatnot. So we used to do things of that nature, just typical kid stuff. It was fun growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first like point of kind of being independent and making some type of like life decisions? Did you go to school? Did you decide to enter some arts programs or like anything like that?
No, actually, I got kicked out of school actually, and I finished my high school year within 3 years. That's how smart I was, because I got kicked out for like a whole year, and finished within 3 and graduated top of my class.
Damn.
So, yeah, I was always a class clown. I knew I was onto something when I had the teacher dying, laughing, and whatnot, and that's what stood out to me. And I was like, oh, okay, if I can get adults to laugh at me, and at this time I was just one of those. I would roast. I was a roaster. Like, I wasn't doing the comedy that I was doing now. I was roasting niggas, like, just in general, and kind of when I got out of high school and transitioned into the real world, and I was still doing that, and the women would call me mean. I'd be like, damn, I can't roast women if I want to, trying to talk to them and whatnot. Maybe I need to tone it down. So I toned down the roasting and started taking a different path of a comedic approach and whatnot. And so, like I said, I was, trying to talk to females and whatnot. And, I'm thinking maybe I am a little mean. Maybe I need to stop roasting, because I would roast them too. And I'm like, damn, I can't be roasting them if I'm trying to talk to them. So I stopped doing that. And, life after high school, we started doing comedy as far as getting on Instagram and whatnot. Many people don't know that Instagram started like back in 2011, and you needed an iPhone to get on Instagram and whatnot to be able to use the app.
Right. Originally it was just photos too.
Yeah, it was just photos. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now, I was the second, not the first, I was the second person on Instagram making memes. That's how I got popular the first time.
Damn.
The second person.
What year are we talking about?
2011.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
what memes were you making when you first started?
I think the one that went viral on there was like, it was like obviously it used to be like a niggas be like, it'd be a bunch of niggas be like posts and whatnot, and I did a niggas be like on my way to the store, what you want? And at this time I had braids, but I had them taken out. I had a ponytail. I had on my winter coat with just underwear on, and then my Adventure Time house shoes and whatnot. And that post went viral. That thing blew me up off the map there. So it was being posted on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody was reposting it. But I did one thing wrong. I did not put my username watermark on the photo. So that's when I started doing that for every picture. But yeah, I was the second person on Instagram making memes, man.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. Who was the other person?
It was a guy. It was a black guy with a fro and glasses. He was like dark skinned and whatnot. He was really funny. Like, I seen him everywhere. You could not see him. And I was like, how do you go about doing that? Like, how do you make these memes? Everybody was asking me when I first started. I wouldn't tell them. It was an app called Meme Generator. Everybody used to call it Meme Generator, but it was Meme Generator. That's how I was making the photos.
So with your early success on social media, how did you continue to progress and like kind of understand the system of everything?
I mean, it was different back then. I was younger too, so I was trying to utilize that to my advantage as far as my success on Instagram. So what we did was we started, like I said, utilizing me, and we would go on Twitter, and then we would like promote certain events for us to go to, and we didn't realize how many people would show up to these events. So that was just off me. So then we all started doing it, like, hey, we're going to be here, just random places like Riverwalk. So it was my brother and I at first, and then it was we formulated a group called Sister Comedy TV, and within that we made Trendsetter Movement, because we would always trend stuff on Twitter. So we would always trend. We had this song and this thing that we created called the Freakin' back in the day. It was the Freakin'. It's not the weekend, it's the Freakin'. So everybody would trend the Freakin' and where we would go, what event that we would attend to, and that would be the Freakin' for that weekend. So say we went to Royal Oak. We go to Royal Oak. We go into the Imagine. We got thousands of people coming out here trying to go see a movie, you know, or we got thousands of people walking behind us, following us to the Coney, and it's to the point where they not letting everybody in, obviously, because it's a limit, right? It got to the point where we used to do these events that the police would start following our pages, and they would shut down anything that we would have going on, anything that we would try to attend and whatnot. And also comprised a curfew for Royal Oak. So if you ever wonder why there's a curfew for Royal Oak, you have to be down there with a parent or a guardian and whatnot. That was because of us. We did all of that.
What was the specific moment?
What was it? What movie did we go see? Was it like Terminator or something? I forget what movie we went to see. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, because obviously it's unmonitored and it's a bunch of like young adolescent teenagers and whatnot, 18, you know, age range varied, but yeah, they would get unruly and whatnot, you know, didn't know how to handle themselves, and it just sometimes it got out of hand. You know, they would be fighting. Sometimes the gangs would be there because we were like the bridge to the gangs. We were all cool with everyone. So this gang didn't like this gang. You know, they would fight and we would try to like break it up. But obviously, you know, you can only do so much.
So you were so popular. You're still very popular, but you were so popular that people were pulling up to these events, showing up literally just for you and the group at the time. Yeah, they would. That's crazy. Yeah, they would pop out and everybody wanted to be around us at the time, and it was a lot of us. It's not just not saying it was just me. It was a lot of us in this group, and like I said, we would all just tweet a place like this is where we gonna be, and we would announce it multiple times on Twitter, and then it would trend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. If the event was on Friday or if the event was on Saturday or Sunday, it would trend on Twitter. Were you guys able to monetize any of what you guys were doing during that time? No, or was this just like fun? It was community? Fun. Yeah, we didn't know anything about that at the time. It was just we were just out there. You know, we can get a group of people to come here and you know to slap. So people started noticing that, and they started to like try to utilize us to like promote parties and is that when you started catching on to how to make money off of doing like bringing people to events and stuff? Yeah, but we were used when people were doing that, and we kind of got out of that and we started throwing our own parties and whatnot. Right. And yeah, but at that time it was just we were doing halls. We weren't introduced to the club yet. Once we got introduced to the club, it was over. What did you guys start doing at the club? We would go to the clubs, and once we got into the first one, I forget, what was it, Chrome? We was at Chrome? Club Aces was the first one we went to? I think it was Chrome. It was Vice Team Party. Oh, Vice Team Party. Like Stewie and stuff? We were with them at their parties and whatnot. We used to get on stage. Like at first it started off in the crowd. Like we would just do stupid, silly dances in the crowd. Like all of us, our whole group, the sister comedy and whatnot. We would do stupid dances in the crowd, and they'd be like, "Dang man, y'all got to get up on stage." So we would get up on stage, and everybody would just go crazy. That's like legendary. Just doing yes. So that's how it started with the dancing and whatnot. We would just do silly dances, come up with silly dances at the crib, and we would practice all up until it was time to go to the club for that week. Wow, man. Yeah. What year is that roughly where you guys were figuring that out? That was like 2012. Damn, so this 2012, 2013. So your social media launch is very relatively close to you guys figuring out how to monetize yourself at clubs and events and everything like that. Yeah. What proceeds after that? What's kind of like some big momentum moves? We were Vine famous. We got Vine famous back when Vine was a thing. We had a signature thing that everybody knew us for was I'm gonna call you right back. Like we used to
my basement just fell through my upstairs. I'm gonna call you right back. You know, we used to say things like that. I haven't paid my carpet bill. I'm gonna call you back. The floor keep following me. I'm gonna call you right back. Things of that nature. Like that's what we were known for. And yeah, so that blew us up on Vine, on YouTube, and on Instagram as well. But yeah, we started to tackle like every social media platform. Like we used to do comedic raps. We would throw it on YouTube, SoundCloud, and promote it on Twitter. Twitter was the biggest area that we would promote. Anybody that we would see that would tweet, we would send them the videos, and that's what we did for like hours. We would send everybody our video that tweeted on the timeline. We would just send it to them. Wow. And then that's how we would get like thousands of views, and people would start resharing, and they said we were funny and whatnot. Like, brilliant. Yeah, it's the hard work that goes into it.
The back end work,
yeah,
right?
It was crazy.
So through that time, you guys are getting recognition on all the platforms now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next thing that shakes things up for you guys?
The next thing that shook things up for us, I'm not sure, because nothing shook. We fell off. We fell off. We stopped doing certain things. Like when you reach a certain height of success, you know, you're up there. Then the women get involved, and you just stop doing stuff because you got all these women, and yeah, man, they don't want you to do certain things. And
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did move to Cali too. So
what was that like? Did you go there for artistry or just to move out there?
I moved out there because my fiance at the time she moved here for me, and she had lost her job because it went out of business. And her family wanted us to move to California because it would be more convenient. You know, we have a better support system. They had money. They were rich. So they were like, just come out here. I'm like, I had to think about it for like a few months. And I was like, I didn't know how to tell everybody else that I was doing this, because I was like, I know they're going to be upset with me because I'm leaving. But I ended up doing it. Her dad came to our apartment complex, and with a Penske truck and a trailer attached to the back of it, and took my car, took all of our belongings, and we drove to California, 3,300 miles.
God damn, son.
Yeah.
Is this before or after the fall off time?
This was the fall of it.
So was that were you the break of the fall?
I was the break of the fall.
Son.
Yeah.
So breaking the news to the fellas, how did they maintain? Did they try to maintain while you were gone, or was it just completely like?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Damn.
It was because I was like the center. I was like the mascot. I was the one doing everything. I was the one putting the content together, making the songs. I was in the studio. Like, we had a studio made at our crib. Like, I would be the one being the producer and the engineer of the beats and everything. And
talk about the when you're in California, and are you able to pursue entertainment at the same rate, or what's happening at that point?
No, I fell off completely. I was just out there.
What was your mindset? Like, what was stopping you from pursuing it?
I was depressed, but like I said, they had a life. Like, I've never lived a life like this before. I'm going out there. It was just a different ball game for me. Like I said, I've never seen a lifestyle like this. They lived a high class lifestyle. Like, they never really paid for anything. If we wanted to, her mom was a property manager for this big company, and she got all the perks. So if we wanted to go to the movies for free, she had a movie card. We wanted to eat, we didn't have to pay for nothing.
Did you have to work?
No, I didn't. The work. So the agreement was that if I stayed at her grandmother's house and watered her flowers, that was my rent. That's all I had to do.
So that
was my keep.
How'd you spend money on anything? Like, what if you wanted something that you just needed or wanted?
At the time, I was getting like Social Security disability. My mom set that up for me. because like I said, we were adopted. All that trauma we went through,
For sure.
You know, all
So
the
you were living
documents.
money and you were also living free, basically.
Yes,
That
I
sounds
was.
chill.
It was.
So why did you
and
get
we had
depressed?
we had our own house off the back of her grandmother's house. So it was like a house in back of her grandmother's house. And it was just
Crazy.
chilling.
What caused like depression and stuff if you had like a free lifestyle?
Because I wasn't at home. I missed my friends. I missed my family. I missed my old lifestyle. You know, it was depressing. You know, I got these guys calling me every day, like, man, you might as well just come back. We miss you. Yeah, it's not helping. It's not helping at all. So I'm like, all right. But the reason I did come back, you know, like I said, they had money. She was spoiled. She thought. And this is nothing against her or anything, but we were both young. But she would say and do things that, you know, weren't necessarily to my standard and whatnot. And I'm like, I can't continue to take this. So, and like I said, I was an issue too because I was young and I was a young adolescent. I would always, you know, say smart shit to her, slick shit to her to where she wanted to, you know, get into it with me. It's not just her fault, but I felt like she was too spoiled to the point where she could do and say anything that she wanted and get away with it. And I just couldn't deal with it. I sat there months and months thinking that she'll change, and it just didn't work. So I had to move back. I left all my stuff out there.
Wow.
I left everything, and I flew back, and I had to rebuild.
Damn.
Yes.
So the fellows are probably very excited that you're back, right?
Yeah, I moved in. By the time him and his wife had their own house, and I just moved in with him.
What year are
at
we
the
talking
time.
about roughly?
This was 2016.
So you move back in, and what's your first mindset as far as when you get back?
We got to shoot some content. We got to make some music. We got to make more comedic raps and whatnot. We were real big on comedic raps. Everybody wanted us to rap or lay down some funny bars on a song and whatnot.
Right. You guys are hitting the mainstream level, so it's like as far as social media is concerned, like when you're talking about feeds and home pages and all that stuff, you guys are reaching those levels of like reach. So sometimes if people know you're from Detroit, a lot of people are probably going to be shocked that you're from Detroit.
Yeah.
Because usually in Detroit there's like that niche comedy where like, oh, we know he's from that way or whatever.
Yeah.
But for you, since you were on such a high level of exposure, it's like nobody really knows where you're from type shit, right?
Yeah, but it's clearly in my bio it says Detroit.
Right.
But they still ask me, where are you from? Where are you located? And I'm like, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, man. That's where I'm near. You know, I'm not stationed there, but that's where I'm, the surrounding area.
When you when you come back home and you start making content again, how long did it take before you found success again?
Ooh, long time. I didn't find success until 2023.
What makes it where you're doing something that's working, you guys have a crew, the comedy's working, the content's working and everything, you have a fan base piled up, that when you take a break and come back, they don't exist anymore as much?
It's not the same, man. You can't take a break because you didn't took a break and now everybody else has surpassed you.
Damn.
Everybody else has done what you done and they got, they blew up off of it.
But my favorite is still my favorite. You know, like, do you ever heard of It's Real 85? He made like the Ninja Turtles videos where he would narrate over the Ninja Turtle movies and shit like that.
Yeah, do the cursing and stuff.
Yeah, It's Real
yeah.
85. Like, if he came back, like Super Hot Fire is a better example. Super Hot Fire took a long ass break.
And he came back and he's still tapping in with celebrities and doing all these, verses.
I did feel like I did feel it though when he fell off kind of. And he took that break, and when he came back, I felt like, damn, is he gonna be able to do it? It was
it was never a doubt in my mind that he's very good at what he does, and I already knew because he's left and came back on like 2 different occasions, 2 different accounts. So, and every time he's delivered nothing but memorable content. So I'm like, and he was one of my favorite content creators.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So
he was on fire. He had like this video about how he would like lend people money and then he would constantly be asking for it back.
Yeah.
You have your friend calling you for that $5 that you borrowed from him.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
You got that 5?
Yeah, you got that 5. You got that 5.
Yeah,
and then they put
yeah.
him on the radio where he's asking.
Uh-huh.
So I'm watching him with my cousin. We're laughing about him every single day. And then one day he popped up with a video out of nowhere. and it's him on a computer deleting all of his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this happen. I'm like, what is happening?
I don't know what I didn't know the reasoning of that either. I seen that too.
Yeah, this guy's averaging millions of views, going crazy, super hot fires everywhere, and then he just deletes everything. And then everybody's like, what? And then he
But
just
at
disappeared.
that time, when you were on YouTube and you were a hit on YouTube, you were getting all the deals. You were getting all the people hitting you up trying to do, because YouTube at the time was the Instagram.
Facts.
You know, like that was the major platform to be on. That's what everybody was trying to do, was trying to make YouTube content.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know what happened, but it had to have been something severe.
For sure. That was where I noticed the break off, and then he comes back, and at first I was like, he's not going to be able to jump back. Then all of a sudden, Chris Rock and all these other people are like doing his skits again and all that. The guy's back to like #1 again.
Right.
So it is interesting to see with your fan base that, you know, you took a break, came back, you have to restart.
I didn't listen. So took a break. I had to. It wasn't hit. The comedy wasn't hitting like it was before. So I had to I'm like, all right, let me get a job. Went back to my old job.
Where'd you work at?
I can't tell you that. But anyways,
Were you government? were you a special agent?
No.
All right, go ahead. Continue.
So my job started taking me seriously. I was getting promotion after promotion after promotion. I'm like, all right. So, and then I was trying to fill a void of comedy. But I had one person hitting me up trying to get me back in the comedy realm. Like, I've been following you since Vine days, and I've been following you, you know, on Snapchat and everything, and you guys are just funny. Like, you're funny and you're hilarious. You need to do content. I'm like, man, get out of here. This was back in 2022. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I'm not going to do it. She took 2 hours to convince me through DMs on Instagram to get back into doing comedy. And like I said, I was trying to fill a void anyway, because it was like eating me up inside. Like, I need to do something. Like, this is what I do. I'm here to make people laugh, and that's what I'm good at. That's what I do best, even if I don't say anything, you know? So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. But then I had to get back into reality of how Instagram works. It's like everybody's doing trending audios right now, and that's the biggest thing. So I'm like, all right, let me start doing this. I didn't know how to operate it or nothing. I didn't know how to do anything. And I just jumped out there, and I started making content slowly. I would put out a video, maybe one video here and there and whatnot. And then I started doing something soft. I started doing parent content because, like I said, I'm working, and I didn't want anything to be jeopardized. So I'm doing parent content. I'm getting millions of views and whatnot. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm not about to take my daughter to these conventions for parent content, or I'm not about to just talk about being a parent all day, every day when I do this every day. That's like boring. So I'm like, let me switch it up. So I started doing I seen girlfriend versus sneaky link content. So I started doing that, and it gained me a lot of audience, a lot of following and whatnot. Yeah. And so as I'm doing this, the same person who convinced me to get back into doing comedy, she gets murdered.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, if I really want to take this seriously, this is the time to do it now, just because she spent all that time trying to get me to do this, and she was like one of my biggest supporters. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me do it. I dive into it. I'm doing girlfriend versus sneaky link content. Anything that I can think of that's funny, I'm throwing it in the videos. I'm getting all these followers, but I'm still taking the blunt of the blow from the audience because they're not used to this yet on Instagram for some reason. So doing that starts to die down. I'm like, damn, I got to come up with something else. I come across this aquatic ambiance audio, you know, the nostalgic vibes, blast from the past, childhood memories, how things used to be in the 90s, that audio. And I couldn't figure out what to do with it. 2 months go by. I'm still, you know, making content and trying to figure out something. The audio comes back up on my feed. I'm getting ready for work. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere until I figure this out. So I'm just looking at the phone, hearing the audio, and I'm thinking like blast from the past, flashbacks, and then I come up with the memorable, iconic caption that started the whole entire SneakyVerse. On your way to your Sneaky Link's house, but you keep having flashbacks of you, your girlfriend, and the kids.
Yep.
That's all it wrote. That's all it took.
I was sending my cousin those every morning. Every morning. Because I used to be on that type of time.
Right.
Well, I never used to cheat, but I used to be on the type of time like where I'm going somewhere and I know it's not right for me to be going to that place right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're just thinking about it. And it's like,
Yeah.
everybody can relate to this. You can't tell me you can't relate to some video that I've made, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm capitalizing on this. I'm like, all right, I made that. That was a success, and it blew up. It didn't officially blow up, but it blew up. So I'm like, I'm trying to follow that same ideology. All right, I'm like, at your Sneaky Link's house, but you keep having I'm like, at your Sneaky Link's house, bedtime at your Sneaky Link's house isn't the same as bedtime with your wife and kids. And I'm like, playtime with your Sneaky Link's kids not the same as playtime with your kids. Now I gotta get away from that same type of wording. And then I'm like, I started doing other various Sneaky Link content, and then I started getting a reception from the audience like, he's oh my God, the dramatics of him running with his hands on his head is crazy. It's like he's actually feeling, what's going on in the video. So I'm like, I'm taking every note that they're saying and I'm applying it. They seen me do the heart attack once, and I applied it to the videos, and I would get into detail of, how about this? I'll explain where the heart attack came from. I was with a significant other one. I'm not going to tell you which one and which time frame. I was with a significant other, and we weren't doing too well. One time she had her phone out, and this is when things used to be suggested on your phone, like who to talk to. And I went in there and I said, who is this guy? So it was like a Snapchat suggestion, and clicked it. Something that I wasn't supposed to see. Screenshotted it. So next time in an argument, there will be no argument.
Whew.
So started an argument with me. I was like, oh, okay. Just kept going. So I just pulled out my phone, pulled up the screenshot, and I was like, what's this? And all you seen was, I got to get out of here. I got to go. That's where that came from.
Wow.
I started doing a heart attack.
So that was a true story.
That's a true story. Most of the time, anything that I add in the video is real. Like me doing, I do that in real life. So I thought that would be funny if I added that in there.
Yeah. You also have the really popular one where you have like the clown face on too.
Oh yeah, clown face. It's funny because I've been doing a clown face. It's the cap clown. I've been doing the cap clown since 2020, and I felt like now with my content, I was going to get to a ground where, okay, I can do anything. So that's when I started incorporating the clown in my videos. And then at one point in time, like I was doing my Sneaky Link content. It wasn't always SneakyVerse. It was the Sneaky Link man. It was just me. It was just the Sneaky Link man. So I was doing the Sneaky Link man content, and it reached heights to where I couldn't even imagine. It was going everywhere. Like you said, every video was viral. Man. Every video was viral. It was taking off.
You're definitely one of the most consistently viral people on social media.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I know it's like facts is because my family or friends will send me stuff of you, and then my home screen always has stuff of you, and then TikTok always has stuff of you. And it's not like I'm always searching you up. It's
I'm in the
just
algorithm.
Pops up. Yeah.
I'm in
and you
the
got
algorithm.
Thousands of comments, thousands of views, and it's like, what the hell? I was like, that's real shit.
I'm everywhere.
And I think there's a controversy in it because of the fact that I think it hurts people. I think it triggers people that have been through that or are going through that. My first girlfriend cheated on me literally like 18 times. So I remember the feelings of like going through the motions and going through the feelings of like, it feels like your videos. Like I'll watch your videos and I'm like, damn, I remember that feeling.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching your video and feeling the same exact way of what you captioned it to be. My girlfriend cheated on me so much that like at a certain point, I was like, I should probably cheat back. And one time when we broke up I knew it was going to be a temporary breakup. I knew we were going to get back together. I decided to go hook up with this other girl.
Right.
And when I was driving to that other girl, I swear that's how I felt. I felt like, woo, and I'm thinking about my girl and I'm thinking about all the good times. I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to go do this right now.
Right. What's wrong with me?
Yeah. And then you do it and I remember, so the girl that I slept with, the girl that I cheated with that one time, she was getting on top of me, right? We hadn't fucked yet. We were about to fuck. I remember I literally closed my eyes and I like backed away while she was sitting on it. I'm like, I can't even see this happening. I can't witness this happening. I felt so guilty for like me doing it, but it's like I felt like I had to do it.
Right.
So when I watch your videos and I hear that soundtrack, I'm like, oh my God, that's the exact moment. I remember that feeling. The song choice. So how's that song choice? Like, where does it come from?
Which one?
The woo.
So it was the process of that is I normally incorporate older R&B songs in my videos. So that's what I would do. And How Deep Is Your Love came on and I was like, oh snaps, I might as well utilize this audio for my next video. So anytime I utilize an audio, I have it replaying so I can get a general idea of how I want my scenes to be. So it was playing and playing and playing. I was like, I caught that one part and I was like, I might have to utilize that after I get done making a video for this particular song choice. And then I was like, man, this part is fire. Like it kept grasping my attention. So I'm like, bro, I could loop this. So I took 10 minutes on Instagram and I recorded the song off of YouTube and I cut up the portion of the song and I looped it. And I did this for 10 minutes and came up with a minute and 20-second loop. And when I tell you, when I dropped the second, not the first video, it was always the second video with that audio is like me at your BM's crib with your kids, watching your kids. That shit hit 1 million.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, this is it.
And the monetization has to be crazy right now because I know TikTok and YouTube and a lot of platforms are utilizing this thing where if you use somebody's song or whatever, it like magnifies your residual, which is crazy. So are you actually seeing money from social media outlets and everything?
So on TikTok and Instagram, yes. I haven't really dove into YouTube. I just started to monetize on Facebook. I was really big on Instagram until they restricted my account so bad to where I was like, I thought I was about to lose my account. That's when I started branching off to these other social media sites. So TikTok being the one, I used to post on TikTok and TikTok wasn't really fucking with me like that until I really started utilizing my audio that, you know, I comprise. It's not mine. It's Keith Sweat. Shout out to Keith Sweat. If you see this, man, we got to get you in the video and do the dance. You get what I'm saying? But, yeah, so they didn't really start messing with me until I started dropping the audio, the videos with the audio of Keith Sweat. And that's when it blew up. And I was like, damn, I just got 18K views in a matter of like 10 minutes on this video. I'm like, damn, let me keep dropping it. And the thing with TikTok is you can drop as many videos. They want you to drop multiple videos at one time. Yeah. So that's what I was doing. And I seen my followers go from 1,106 followers to 18K in a matter of a few days. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So then it just drastically kept growing.
TikTok was paying me, cause I think I average 1 million views every 10 videos. So like every 10 videos, I every night I drop 20 clips from the podcast. One of them always hits 1 million or like 300,000 or whatever, right? YouTube was giving me $1,000 per million views, which most people don't see that RPM because most people's like clips like people don't watch full shit, but like podcasts for some reason people watch the full thing. Yeah. Then they like kind of demonetized me for a moment of time, but I was like, damn, bro, every 1 million views is $1,000. If I get 20 million views, that's 20 racks.
Yes.
They're just chilling. That's like the stock market. You know how people say unless you're making money while you sleep, you're not making money. It's like these platforms, you're making money while you sleep, basically.
Exactly.
You know?
People got to utilize it. They don't know how to tap into it, but you got to make sure you study the algorithm. And that's what I did. And I figured out toxic sales, toxic. Toxic. People love toxic. Everybody's looking up toxic videos. Yeah. And that's what keeps them, the attention drawn to whatever it is that's on their phone that's toxic. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And the thing that's crazy about it is, like we said, the controversy in the audience, right? A lot of people get upset by it because it triggers them. They might have went through the same circumstance you're talking about, or they might be going through it or not know that it could be a reality. I think the real scary thing it does is it makes people realize that this is a possibility, that there's more cheaters out there than we realize.
Yes.
Bro, I used to sleep with more, before I got in my relationship, I was sleeping with way more married women and women that were in relationships than single women. It was crazy, bro.
That's where it's at, man.
And I used to make the mistake of confronting the women about that. Like, we'd hook up. I'm like, so what's your husband think about all this shit? I'm like, what husband? And I'd be like, bitch, I know you got a husband.
Listen, I don't ask no questions, man.
Yeah, that was a mistake I used to make.
When you in the SneakyVerse, bro. You don't ask no questions. You just you're just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, never ask a woman about their husband or boyfriend.
Never. It doesn't matter. She's with you right now.
Yeah. She doesn't want to think about that.
She doesn't want to. That's not what she's here for. Yeah. It's not. You're all that she needs right now. Yeah, that's it.
Like, those movies are all cap. Like, when you watch a movie and it's like the girl starts telling you about her relationship and then you hook up, it's like, no, they don't want to talk about anything.
You got to think, you talking to her more than she talking to her husband. You're there. He's there with her, but she's sneaking off to call you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a win. Like, once you accomplish that, you've reached greatness. What else is there?
I've had some grand escapes for sure, where I've been in a situation where I'm at a girl's house and her boyfriend's coming home, and that shit's always scary as fuck.
Why is it scary?
Because, well, one time I was hooking up this married woman, her husband was a hunter. So I used to always think, every time we left the hotel, I was like, dog, he's gonna snipe my head off the second I leave this bitch. You never go on Twitter and see like people catching their significant others cheating and they get their heads chopped off and all that shit?
I'll give you one story real quick, and I was on the opposite end of this. I'm going into an ex's house. I'm grabbing some things. It was an apartment, actually. I'm walking in. The guy walks out. I didn't know who this guy was. He's like, hey, man, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? I didn't think nothing of it. Walked in, grabbed my stuff. We argued for a minute, and then I left. Come to find out, that was her new boyfriend. Ooh. And I've made many of videos like that plenty of times because this stuff is real. You guys think this is a joke. This shit is real life. The videos are real. The people are real. The situations I'm just kidding. The situations but yeah, man, this stuff happens. People got to understand this. If it didn't happen to you, it might have had 7 billion people in this world.
Yeah, you got stories to refer to. You got your own personal experiences to refer to.
Mm-hmm. And then I get it's to the point where the audience and the supporters suggest different content to where I don't even have to think anymore. At first I was thinking about this stuff, but now it's like, hey, I need you to do this, this, and that. Or they'll send me a message like, hey, you should do this, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, it's funny too. Like, these people are funnier than me. They'll send me some shit, and I'll be like, God damn, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'm like, damn, let me upload that. So I'll bring the visuals to life, and yeah, I've had a lot of bangers and a lot of success off of my supporters. Like, their videos have gotten, the ones that I've comprised have gotten millions of views. Yeah, so I don't even have to do anything. I got a whole support system following me and telling me, hey, you should do this, this, and that, and I just do it.
Yeah, because people could just tell you their stories and you just implement them.
Yeah, they'd be like, I want you to put this perspective.
I need somebody to tell my story.
Yeah, they do. I got somebody right now asking me to make cougar content, and she's like, you got to do this, like when your cougar gives the best top. And I was like, is this you? Yeah, but that's not the point. Just put it in the. I'm like, all right, I got you. Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, man. The cheating, the SneakyVerse, See, I was never in the SneakyVerse as the person that was being sneaky. I was the one that was hooking up with the people that were being sneaky.
Yeah.
So all the people that I hooked up with, there was so many people in relationships and all that stuff, and it was just crazy. It was like I had this one woman that used to plan out how she was going to cheat on her husband to see me. She was like, okay, well, we can't just hang out on Sunday out of nowhere. On Thursday, I'm going to have to tell him, like, bring it up in his ear real quick, like, oh, me and my girls are about to go out Sunday night, but I don't know. Then Friday, I'm going to question him about it again. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I'm still thinking about it. And then Sunday morning, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm about to go hang out with my girls tonight. And then the guy would be like, so annoyed with me by that point, but just go, I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
Go. And she'd come pull up on me. And then I would have times where it would be like a girl's anniversary with her man. And then she'd post it in her stories like, I love you, happy anniversary, baby. And she'd be sitting literally right next to me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, this is crazy. Like, what?
It's not crazy. This is real life. This shit happens. It's not crazy at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can do that right now. Be like, hey, I love you. And then go back to doing what I was doing.
No. It's scaring society, though, because everybody is always growing up to feel like everything was safe. There's some cheaters out there in the 90s and 2000s and 10s. But now that social media is out, it's like, oh, everybody's cheating. This is crazy.
That's it.
Since you wear a lot of accessories when you do your videos, does it make it as easy for people to recognize you in public, or like, and because you're so mainstream, it's like local fame is kind of different when it comes to people who are hitting the mainstream. Like,
no, this. So remember I told you I was famous on 3 different accords. So the first time I was famous, a lot of people wanted pictures. Like, they would always want pictures. Can I get a picture? Now they just want advice. How can I do what you do? How can I blow up, like you? What do I have to do? Like, what's some advice of the things or the steps that you've taken? Like,
what's as far as people that are on the mainstream that reach out to you, what do people reach out to you that aren't like the mainstream success? Like NBA players and like celebrities hit you up a lot?
Yeah. I get hit up a lot from athletes and whatnot, and rappers. I had Freddie Gibbs tap into my SneakyVerse challenge, and I didn't even know it was Freddie Gibbs. He was hitting me up off of one of those fake pages, and I respond to everybody. I'm not one of those guys who doesn't respond to people, because it took a lot to get where I'm at. I'm very humble, so it was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah, man, your work. I love your work. Me and my girl be watching your videos all the time. You funny as hell and whatnot. And like, mind you, I didn't know this was Freddie Gibbs. And he was like, I'm about to tap into your challenge. I'm about to send you a video. So I'm like, all right, send me a video, because I'm gonna just upload it to my to the compilation that I have added or comprised for all the other SneakyVerse challenges. So I was in the kitchen making me a smoothie, for breakfast and whatnot. And then I'm about to turn on some anime, and I look at my phone, and I'm like, who is this? And then he was like, by the way, this is my real page right here. He put Freddie Gibbs. And I was like, what?
That's hilarious.
Bro. So then I had to make sure that it was him doing the dance with the audio. It was him doing the dance with the audio.
Hilarious.
I was like, what page you want me to tag? Because ain't nobody going to believe me if I tag this one.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, tag both. I was like, all right, cool.
Incredible.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of comedians that hit me up telling me that I'm funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm funny. I ain't said shit.
Yeah, but it's just you understand. You just understand people. You understand what makes something funny, but also real.
Yeah.
I think the reason that the newer segment of stuff worked is because it was real and it was funny as fuck. You really put your emotion in your videos. Like, you see your face. You're really going. You're really animated. You're really involved in it.
You want to know what really got me to do content without talking? People would send me videos of like comedy videos or comedic videos or comedic skits, and I'm like, bro, this shit not even funny, bro. I'm like, bro, I can do this shit without talking, bro. This shit is not funny at all. And somebody was like, well, do it then. And I was like, all right. And I started making videos without saying a word. I'm like, I can put my emotions into this,
Right.
and people will understand the whole entire video without me saying anything.
Facts.
And that's what I did.
As far as this recent blow up, what's been the most significant moment to you that's meant the most to you out of everything that's been happening?
I've been able with doing this. I've been able to travel different places, and I've been networking with a lot of people. The first step, and I'm gonna give her flowers. My friend Ishmari pushed me to get my to start traveling. She wanted me to start traveling and going places. She was like, bro, we got to get you out the house. Stop doing fucking videos in the fucking house. And I was like, all right, well, what should I do? Where should I go? She was like, start traveling. You've been talking about it and you never done it. So first thing we do, we set up a trip to go to Miami. So I create the flyer for the SneakyVerse, SneakyVerse tour, Miami. I forget what dates it was. I think it was in April. So I set it up. I posted it 2 weeks before, and When I tell you, when we get to the airport, not even leaving here, you know what I mean? People ran up to not only me, but they see this nigga and think I'm him because we twins, right? They running up to him, say, hey, bro, you funny as hell, man. I just want to let you know you funny. We getting stopped in line. Hey, man, you funny as hell, bro. TSA stopping us. Hey, man, you the one, you the one on Instagram, right? You the one that be making them funny videos. Yeah. So everybody just keeps stopping us. But when we got off the plane to Florida, when I tell you it was a lot of people coming up to us and whatnot saying, hey, y'all funny, bro, y'all niggas be making them funny videos, this and that, I fuck with your content. And I'm like, damn. Yeah. I didn't know people outside of Michigan knew me like this. We get to the hotel, we go down the strip of Ocean Drive. When I tell you, this is what got me. So many women came up to us and was like, y'all them niggas that be on Instagram, y'all funny as hell. And they was trying to see what we were doing after, or trying to get in cool with us because, they know us from Instagram. So that's when I knew. I'm like, if this is the reception from a different state, just imagine if I were to go anywhere else.
Facts, man. Facts.
Yeah.
Bro, this was an awesome talk, man. I appreciate you pulling up on us and doing this talk. Hopefully you come back again, keep us updated.
Oh yeah,
keep the show rolling. Next time when you come in, we could jump into some topics and I wanted to really tell everybody, get your story across to everybody so everybody knows the back end. But I know next time we come in, we can really dial in on. I got some cheating stories.
We gonna dive into some stories for sure.
Get some crazy shit going.
Oh yeah,
appreciate you doing this, man.
Anytime.
Man. Like I said, everybody was always sending me your stuff, and it's always popping up on my screen. So you already know where you're going and how everything's about to be in a couple months. You already know you're about to be on top of the world with this shit. We're a Parallel Sound Studio, Hollow Visual Shooting Productions. We're out.
I'll see you in the SneakyVerse.